feel a little bad for the folks over at a network called Newsmax. This is the struggling cable news outlet you might go to if you feel that Fox's conservative primetime programming isn't quite sort of crazy enough, right? When you feel like you need something maybe just slightly detached from reality. And you got to sympathize, because after years of sucking up to Republicans in the RNC, they got iced out of hosting any Republican debates. In particular, they wanted Wednesday night's Republican presidential debate, which we were proud to carry right here on NewsNation. So you can understand why they're upset. In exchange for years of not even trying to offer anything resembling objective news, they got left at the altar by the RNC, which sought the more balanced audience we've built here at NewsNation in a much shorter period of time. But what's interesting from a media perspective is that in trying to downplay the NewsNation debate, they referred to this network as, quote, the liberal NewsNation channel, and listed the network as one that's, quote, hostile to Donald Trump, along with, of course, they put Fox News into that category, their true nemesis. Specifically, it referred to this show as one of the liberal shows. And last night, a host on the network named Eric Bolling went further.
They chose to give the December 6th debate to a liberal network. Get that. A network that hates Donald Trump and isn't exactly supportive of the candidates who appeared on the stage.
Feels like he was reading the language of the Newsmax network has decided that, look, you can just taste the sour grapes, right? It's sort of par for the course, though, in the media environment we live in. Because on the flip side, an article published right before the debate by the mighty Associated Press, which gets syndicated everywhere, negatively cited articles by two liberal entities, the Daily Beast and Media Matters, which accused NewsNation of being too conservative. The Daily Beast said, quote, this centrist cable news channel is just Fox News light. Media Matters called us, quote, just another right-wing network. Came after this show specifically, saying this show regularly pushes right-wing narratives and framing. They cherry-picked examples from this show, which in a vacuum might be something you could see on a right-leaning network, and then completely ignored the content from this show you might see on a more left-leaning network, some of it, by the way, on the same day as their conservative examples. And this just shows you the problem with the media ecosystem. Hyper-partisan outlets projecting their own biases on others. They have no idea how to handle a show like this, which Ad Fontes Media, a nonpartisan watchdog group which devotes significant resources to rating media sources in terms of political bias and reliability, rated us right down the middle. Scale of -42 for the most liberal shows, +42 for the most conservative. We landed just a fraction over 0. While our far more extreme time slot competitors clocked in at -13, -15, and +24, and Newsmax was, well, right there with them at a +14. But I kind of understand it from Newsmax, right? They're struggling. They may soon be out of business based on lawsuits against them as they desperately try to position themselves to the right of Fox News. They want to represent the extremists of the Republican Party. And so to them, we're liberal. But the Associated Press, using two liberal entities to say we're conservative without more context, look, it's all part of the game that exists in media today. Let's bring back Colby Hall, Aidan McLaughlin, and Chris Cillizza. Colby, this is the game, right? I mean, it's about making sure you position your opponents as partisans so you are somehow seen as fair.
Right, it's undermining your competitors by saying that you're unfair. The irony is that when Newsmax TV launched, they intended to be more centrist than their sort of conspiratorial and extreme right, website. And then they saw Fox News sort of like go a little bit away from Trump, and they're like, oh, we can outflank Fox News on the right, let's go far right, which was a smart business decision, but it was not a journalistic one.
They tried to pull a DeSantis, basically, right?
Totally true. I mean, it's worked about as well.
Never yeah.
And now they're left punching down at a network that launched 3 years after they did. So it's a great place for NewsNation to be.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.